let me show you all camera settings available on the Xiaomi 15T Pro. So first we're gonna go to the camera, and of course in order to open camera settings we need to either tap on this arrow that we have at the top of the screen, or we need to swipe down in here in order to go to settings. Now in the camera settings we have three categories: photo, video and general. In the photo mode we can toggle the watermark quite easily. We can also personalize it a little bit. We can choose what information should be visible on the watermark on the photo. Then we have AI recommendations, and in here we have extended depth of field, ultra zoom, scan QR codes option, and of course we can be notified about orientation. Then we have the main camera default focal distance, which can be adjusted. And we have the image format, so we can save images using the JPG format or HEIF. We can also go to the picture quality, which can be adjusted, so in case you need to actually save some space, you might need to drop the picture quality, but most likely you will not ever do that. Then we have the mirroring preference, which can be set to face or average. Selfie settings, of course, such as the mirror selfie camera option. We can also adjust makeup effects for men, and we can remove moles. There are also shutter type settings, so we have additional ways to capture a photo or start recording a video. So you can, for example, tap anywhere on the camera preview in order to simply take a photo. So our just our screen works as the shutter button, not just the shutter button. We can also show our hand to the front camera in order to activate the palm shutter, which then of course activates the 3-second countdown, and after those 3 seconds the photo will be taken. We can also use cheese, we can say cheese and loud in order to take a photo, which is also pretty convenient. And we have additional shutter button, so in case you need to have additional way of capturing a photo, but you don't want to be able to tap anywhere on the screen, then of course the additional shutter button is the perfect sweet spot for you probably. We have also motion tracking focus for the photo mode. We can also correct lens distortion, and we also have fast shot, which is a feature that allows you to quickly open the camera and take a photo. We can also tap over here in order to go to the lock screen settings, and over here we can make sure that the take photo or open camera is selected. So if you want to just open the camera, then of course we can switch that in the settings, but if you want to open the camera and take a photo at the same time, then of course you probably want to set it up like that. Now in the video section we have the video encoder, so we have the high compatibility H.264 and HEVC for high efficiency. Audio settings, where we have the smart noise reduction and 3D sound, and the source tracking features. The smart noise reduction is also available on 15T, the standard model. However, these two, 3D sound and source tracking, is not available on 15T. Then we have the motion tracking focus for videos, the HDR10 Plus, and the automatic frame rate, which reduces the frame rate in low light conditions or high temperature environments. Now general settings, we can find the grid lines, and we have 2 grid lines in total. We have the rule of thirds and the golden ratio. We can also toggle the center mark and the leveler, also known as straighten. We can display parameters for the pro mode for photos and videos. So we can toggle focus peaking, exposure verification, and histogram, and also audio histogram for videos and a waveform for videos. We can also choose which settings should be preserved as we exit the camera. So if you want to be able to return to the camera and have all settings and modes selected as they were before you left, then of course you can decide over here. And then we have feature layout, so of course we can adjust the layout, and we can choose which camera modes should be quickly accessible over here at the bottom, and which should be accessible only after swiping up in order to open this additional menu. Now in here we have camera modes, so we can decide how we want to access more camera modes, either by swiping up or by just having the more tab option. We have the camera UI color, so we can actually change the color of the accents, of course, in the menu. So let's say I'm gonna actually switch to this red, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Shutter sound, so we can actually use many different sounds that can be used as the shutter sounds. If you want to have like a unique sound, something new, then of course you can adjust it over here. We can change the function of volume buttons. We have the quick snap shutter style over here, and we have adaptive telephoto, screensaver. We can also save the location about these photos and videos that you take, where actually they are taken, so the location will be saved in the details. We have the shutter sound, which can be enabled and disabled, and we also have other settings where we can find the pocket mode, anti-banding, and we can also restore default settings. And that is pretty much it. Of course, every camera mode has additional options in these menus or at the top of the screen, so be sure to check that out as well. So thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.